Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So we're gonna continue with this project we started with this morning with this cars, adding cars on this web page. I better share the screen right away so you see what I'm talking about. We were having like I'm gonna do it like this. I'm gonna create a new file. I'm gonna make this test number 4, so we have splitting up what we did this morning and what we're doing this afternoon. And I'm going to copy all the code from test number 3 and add it to test number 4. I'm going to actually introduce jQuery also. It doesn't harm that much, so we could have it so you see what that is used for also. So I added for you in this Teams under Feeler code examples, and this week and front end you have all the material we've been going through, and I also added a jQuery library. So this file is jQuery. So if you see when I'm adding it, you will know where you can find it, this file also, if you want to code along. I also added a CSS file. This CSS file, I haven't done it myself. I've been not stealing it, but I've been inspired from a web page and using the same settings as they do. So I add this CSS file also for the styling, so you could have this course better look on this course thing. So all these files are under this code examples under the Teams. So if we go back to our code here, we're just gonna try it and run it and see if it's working still. After the copy here. Yes, this was the look. So you see that it's not that good looking with this one. So we're going to use this CSS file that I added. So we get some sort of styling at least. So we're going to go for the top of our page. And instead of this test 3, we're going to use the test 4 CSS file. And you will see now that we have some coloring and so on. And those of you following the links we've been having, you will recognize where the inspiration is coming from for this style and layout. So now we have still the same functionality, but with a little bit better looking style. So what we want to do now is we're going to add also, you know, if I press add here, I will get a list of items here now. So what we want to do now is to add also buttons on each line for edit and delete. So when edit something, the information from this line, for example, will end up in this inputs. And we could change the values and do an update afterwards. So we will get refreshed data in this list. So that is the task for this afternoon. And I should mention also that this is what I'm going to show now is not the only way to do it. There are probably 1,000 other ways to do it. So this is just an example how you could use mix these different things with HTML, JavaScript, and also with jQuery. I'm going to talk a little bit more about jQuery later on. So we're going to start with, we could start to add these buttons here on each line for delete and update. So we have them on each line for each car. So we could do that in the script where we are generating this is the section where we are generating each car in these lines. And you see this when I'm moving the mouse over the lines and they are changing color. That is coming from the CSS file. So if you have a look on the CSS file, so it's a lot of for tables. It has some settings with some fonts and width and so on, and for table data and table header, have some other settings. And this one is the one that is doing that every second line is gray and every second is white on the list here. And we have also this hover when we go over with the mouse and it's getting another color. This is the part for that. Oh, this is the part for that. And there's some more settings for buttons, what width to have, and the input, where the text is input, what height to use, and so on. So these are a lot of settings. And I got this help with this settings from one of the web pages we are using in the links. So that is the CSS. So this is for styling then, with all the coloring and so on. So we go back to this HTML page. And we are in the script section. And I want to add buttons after this information. Or inside, actually, the row, it will be inside the row. So I will add more information here. So I will extend this TD. I'm going to actually do one more. And I'm going to do it like this, making it a little bit easier to read, hopefully. So inside here, I'm going to add like some new elements. I'm going to add a plus here. Read. So I'm going to add more elements, and this element will be a button. Why is the text still there? So I will have a button here, and I have an on-click event. And this click event will go to a function. So I'm going to have a delete car function. And this will take some parameter input. I'm going to use something called this. So it will take the button information. I'll show you more about it soon. When I'm manipulating strings here, so it's not helping me that much. And this delete. I get some strange colors here, but I hope this will be okay. Something like that. We could try that to see if it's working. It should actually, there should be a delete button when I add cars. So let's try it. Yeah, you see, we get one delete here now. So I'm going to add one button more with the update also. So I could copy this section. One more line and saying edit. We could say edit here also on the button text. So let's try it also. Here we see we get delete and edit, and it's pressing it together because of the size of the screen and so on. So if I zoom in, you see it will end up on the same line. Okay, so now we at least have the buttons, so we are able to delete and edit each car. And I'm going to check the chat here. Maybe I missed something. Just some good afternoons. Okay, so we have these buttons here, and we need to make sure we could use these delete and edit now somehow. And if we go for, we have add car. So if we make the first one, let's use the delete then. So function delete car. And I was sending in this as the button was. So I'm just writing button here. It could be any text. But I just want to show you that I'm going to use this button to take out information from it. Yes, I was talking about jQuery also. I'm going to introduce jQuery also. So jQuery is a library that is used with JavaScript. And the purpose of jQuery was to make it easier to type JavaScript with shorter commands and smarter commands. This is an old library. It's been for many years. So let's see, something happened on the chat. No, I'm not sure. I get a different information about messages, but yeah, jQuery is a JavaScript library, so it's an extra things that you could use. It's if you start using JavaScript today, maybe, and start a new project, there's probably not use for jQuery. But jQuery is really much used because I think I read a number that 75% of all web pages around the world are still using jQuery. So I'm just going to show you jQuery. If the day you start work, maybe you'll end up in a project where they are using jQuery, so you know what that is. But if you end up in a new project with the front end, they are maybe not using jQuery anymore. So how to add jQuery to this page? Yeah, you're going to tell that you have a script, and that source is equals to jQuery the file. This jQuery could be accessed from an URL also from the web right away if you want to. And like that. So now I have access to the jQuery library. So I could use jQuery commands now inside my JavaScript. So this file is available from the Teams code examples if you want to use it. So if we go back for our delete now, I'm going to use some jQuery here. So I want to know, let's see what happened to this page. It's not liking this. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, what I wanted to show you is that now when I press delete, I need to know on row, what table row I am in. So if I press here, this car should disappear and not any other car. Now I have the same on all cars, but you understand what I mean. So this line should disappear on this delete. So I need to find out where I am, what button I am pressing. Because you see in the code I have all the delete are the same. So we're just adding the delete button for all the rows. So we need to find out what row are we pressing the delete from. So this is why we're using the button as the input. So I'm gonna find out which line it is. So I'm gonna create a variable. I'm gonna call it index, could be anything. And I'm gonna use jQuery this time. And when using jQuery, you should have the $sign. This means jQuery. So I take the input, which is the button. You see the input to do this function is button, so I use that one. And I go for parent. So what does parent mean then? So you will see here, I'm taking this button here, and the parent of this button is the table data. But I want to get access to the table row. So I do parent, and then I do parent again. So I'm stepping up 2 levels from the button. The first parent is ending up in this table data, and the second parent is coming up to this level. So it's like a tree, so you need to step up to the correct position. And when I'm in that position now with this table row, then I could get index of that row. And in this case, it's saying number 1, but I want to have it like that's position 0. Because indexes are using the 0 as first position. So this means when I press the first row in this here, this is the first row, so index will be 1 at this index, but I want to have it like 0 because I'm going to use it in the array. So you will see this on the next line I write here. I'm going to use the cars here, the cars array with all the cars. And I'm going to do a command called splice. And this splice is removing something from array. So I'm going to tell what position in I'm going to delete. So this is the index where I use the index. And then it's asking how many rows I want to delete. And I want only to delete 1 row. So this is removing it. But I need to refresh the page also. So I need to call the load my cars. Because you see, load my cars is running this again, checking, printing out everything on the screen. So without this load my cars, nothing is happening. Yeah, it's disappearing from the cars array, but visually nothing is happening before I do this. So we could try this to see if it's working. So I'm gonna add like cars with different years, so we could see that we have. So now I'm going to try to remove this from 1981. So we should have from 80 and 82 should still be in the list. So I press delete, and you see we only have 2 cars left here. So what happened? Yes, when pressing the delete, we call a function. And we're taking the information about the button inside with help of this, yes. So we say that the delete is taking this, and this is the button actually, because this is the element. So we're sending in this button into this delete, and we're taking out the line of that one with help of jQuery this time. So that was
this is Splice. Is that part of jQuery or it's normal?
No, it's another part of the JavaScript arrays. So this is, you see, array. So the array is containing a lot of functions. So everything with jQuery is always with $sign. So if you see the use of the $sign, it's most likely jQuery. So I only used jQuery this time to get out the line of this button where it is located. We're going to use some more jQuery examples also in our code. If we move on with this one now, we want to have the edit also. And the edit is a little bit special because I want the data from this line to end up here. So we can change the data and after that do an update. So we're going to add another button also here. And we're going to mix with this add and update. So depending in what mode we are in. So if we are like in this normal, we will have add. But if I press edit, we should have an update button here. So we try to do that also. So I'm going to start to add one button more up here, and then we're going to hide it also. So let's see where I am. I'm going to add it on the same inside the same. What? How is this working actually? I forgot to add the end of the button also, but it's obviously working. You see, I was missing this section. Okay. So I'm going to copy this part with the button and try to make another one inside the same TD, table data. So I'm going to change that to update. And I'm going to change the text here to update. So you will see now we have two buttons on the input parts. This is not so beautiful now because it's pressed it together a little bit. I will try to see if I can make this a bit easier to read also. Yeah, I think that will do. Like that. I also going to add one more here, one more column up here, so we could see the index number that we are using. Making it more visual also. So I'm going to add another table header here and just call it index. So this is the number of the line. So I'm going to add it also here, up here. So just to see it when we're doing this edit, so we see what it is. So if we have, I will try to make this to see we can have it. Yeah, it was a little bit difficult to match everything inside. This is good looking good when now we're having this one, but you will see I have an extra input here now. So when we are pressing edit, we will show the line we were taking it from. So that is a little bit extra to make it more easier to use. And also we're going to use this index when we are doing the update. You will see why also. So when I do this update, I actually going to send the index also when I press the final update. You will see it why. So if you start wondering, we're also going to add some IDs for this button, so we could hide them and hide and show them also. So I'm gonna say that this has an ID of add the car, and this update could have an ID equals to and I could hide it right away from the beginning, because we are just interested in add from the beginning. So I could write hidden here. This means it's not showing the update button anymore. Now it's showing just the add, because I hide it with the hidden. So now we prepared a little bit more for this. So now we're going to try to get this edit button. When I'm pressing this one, it will fill up all the data up here, also with the index. And we're going to hide this add button at that time, and we're going to show the update button. So we need to go for, let's see, we need to go for this edit car function. That is the one that is making it the first step. So going to add it behind the delete. So I'm going to do another function here. And I'm taking this button also from this button information. And I do actually see what I need the same information. I need to know what line I'm doing the update on. So I'm going to copy that one also. Now I know which line I'm doing the update in. And I want to take out an object also. What car to edit. And this car is equal to, I take the cars array and I tell which index it is in. So this means that when I press edit on any of these lines, it will take the button information inside here, and I will get the index of that line. And then I could, with the help of the cars array and having the index, I know which car I will get. So now I have all the information about the car I'm going to edit. So now I'm going to set these values up here. So I'm going to use some jQuery $, you remember. And I'm going to access the index first. You use this, what is that character called? Hash, maybe? Yeah, I think it's hash. And I'm going to access the ID index. I'm going to say that the value is equals to index. And index is the row that I did get from the code. So we could try this so far, see what's happening. So if I press this line, for example, with edit, I should get the index number 2, 0, 1, 2. And you'll see I get number 2 inside here in the index box. So this is what this line is doing. So I will do the same with other inputs also. So I'm going to put the data from this car object. So we could do some copy paste here. And it will be the brand. And the brand will be the car object and brand. Oh, sorry. Because I have the car, all the car information inside this car object. So I could use it to set the data for inputs. So I'm going to do that for the model. I'm going to do it for the year. And these things are the IDs that I have on this specific things you see up here. All these inputs, they are having one ID. So this is the name I'm using. So we go back here, and if you try this now, okay, this doesn't matter, but yeah, if I take, yeah, I could do it like this. Now if I press edit on this one, I will get some data inside here. Hopefully. Let's try it. Okay, you see what I made? I have Volvo of everything, and no one told a word. You see why? Anyone?
Yes, and if it is written brand.
Yeah, I have the brand on everything. I made a copy paste, so I need to have the correct property of each object. So this will hopefully do it. So if we try it again, delete this and press edit, you will see now that I have the correct information on the line that I pressed. So I want also to change this or hide this button, add and show the button update. So when I press update, I will use the new things here. So I'm gonna do $sign again here for the jQuery. Gonna use this hash and the ID for the add the car. That was the button, add the car name. And I could say hide. So this will hide the add button, and the other way around, when you want to show something, I'm gonna do this update car was the other one, and just go for show. So this line will hide the add button, and this will show the update button. So we could try that also. Just pressing edit. I just want to see that it's changing the button now. So you will see now we see only the update button here. So we're getting closer to that. So now if I make any changes here and press update, then I want this data to end up back to the position where I was pressing the edit on. And I know the position thanks to this index. So I'm going to use that also in the update. And we have prepared for the update already. Up here you will see the update button here is taking, is taking index, brand, model, and year into this function. So we could use them right away. So I'm going to create another function called update card. and it was taking the index. It had the brand, model, and year. And now I'm gonna set the correct value in the array. And I could go directly for the array with the cars array and use the index. And now I need to use the index.value to get the data from it. So remember that part. And this is equals to this new object telling that the brand is equals to the input brand. And remember to use the value of it once. Using the model and the year. So what is this doing now? So with this one, I get all the necessary data from the input from this line when I press update. And I go to the cars array to a specific position where there is a car. And I put in these values into it. So I'm replacing the data that is inside. And afterwards, we need to do something also. We need to tell that we're gonna change the button also. So we will do like add car, we will do show on, and update, we will do hide on. Switching the buttons. And one thing more after that, what do I need to do here to make it show on the screen?
Load my cars.
Load my cars, yes. So it's printing out the data again and using the fresh data from inside the cars array. So let's try it. I try to add some different information now. So we see that it is different cars. Like that, for example. And now if I want to edit the second one here, I press edit here. And you see I get the data from that also here. And I should maybe change the year to 84, for example, here. And this could be another model also, maybe. And when I press update, this data should end up on the second line here. And this update button should change to that we are only showing add afterwards. And you see that it was changing to this data and the add button is back here. So there's no need to show this index information here. It was just for making it more obvious what data we get. So we could have like hide on these parts also. So this is actually, we could delete the last one here. You see it's working. So this is actually CRUD now, but only with working against an array. So next week, we're going to connect this one to a web server that is having a database connected to it. But that's next week. I'm going to show you another thing also with this jQuery thing, just so you could see the difference. You see here is the way we are when we are using this result, when we are building together all this HTML string and putting it to this card table. So with jQuery, this would look like having the $sign, telling what ID to use with help of this hash sign, and the name was car table. And we're going to say that HTML is equals to result. So this line is doing the same as the line above here. So we could actually just do it like this. So this is kind of the things that were accomplished with the jQuery, for example, writing shorter commands for making the same thing. So we could try this to see that it's still working. So each time I press add, actually it's running this one. So you will see right away if it's working. And you see it's working perfectly. So this was also jQuery. Do we have any questions on this? It was maybe too easy for all of you. So this is a little bit of basic stuff. So this is just to show you how you could mix. Just to remember that HTML and JavaScript is not the same. They are two different things, but they go hand in hand. Like, so you could use JavaScript to manipulate the HTML part. And the same with the jQuery, it's part of JavaScript, so it's the JavaScript library helping you to write shorter or maybe easier to understand the JavaScript commands. And jQuery is also used in many web pages still, even if there is not happening so much anymore inside the jQuery. I don't think there have been new versions of jQuery for years actually, but it's still very much used. So that is why we're having a look on that one also. So you have the knowledge what jQuery is, because you never know what you start working with. If you start working with maybe front end and you need to take care of some old web pages that are made in jQuery, so then you know what that is. Do we have any questions on this?
Not now, maybe on Monday when I've tried out and messed up the code.
So you will have a lot of links to do for many days now, and tomorrow you will start with the React with Ernst. So you will do React Friday, Monday, and Tuesday. So as I have one day off every week, I will take it off tomorrow and on Monday. So we will see you on Tuesday again. So we're going to do some after this front end. We're going to start using web APIs. So that is back to C# again and doing stuff on the server side and working with databases again. But then we could connect with this example we had today. We could make some small changes to it, and then it could have the data from the database, from the server instead. But you will have a React now for 3 days. So, and if you feel that the React is difficult, focus then on these parts with HTML and JavaScript and CSS maybe. So you will have a lot of links and plural sites for that also. But please follow the Ernst lectures about React, so you will catch a lot of things about it. So if you don't have any more questions, we see you on Tuesday, but remember to be online every day.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
But Ernst will hold lectures, won't he?
Yes.
Yeah, good.
So you will have 9 o'clock and 1 o'clock for lectures tomorrow, Monday, and Tuesday. Okay. See you guys.
Yeah, have a nice weekend.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.